Hi, y'all. My name is Denasia, and I am a 22-year-old Type A Black girl from Las Vegas who just moved to New York City last year to work for L'Oreal as a financial analyst.
Hey y'all, my name is Faith, and I'm a 23-year-old Type A Black girl from AZ living in Denver, working remotely for Cisco as a business analyst.
Season 5 is here, and we cannot wait to share more about our personal lives, working big girl jobs,
relationships, and life in general as Type A Black girls. Hope you enjoy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to season 5.
Hi, guys.
Why did I forget we was on video? But
well, that's a good reminder. If you want to see us on video, head to our YouTube channel.
Big facts.
You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple, but it's better if you can actually watch us.
That part, because we have a lot of facial expressions, and the girlies in the YouTube comments have said it has helped. And if you want to find the link, it'll be in the description box below. Also, it'll be in our link tree on our Instagram. Currently, we have 82 subscribers, and we definitely have more listeners than that. So definitely subscribe so we can get to 100 subscribers. And I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll probably celebrate some way, somehow.
We're going to find some way to celebrate anyway, so... And exactly. We're probably going to hit 60K listens soon, too.
Wait, hold on. Did we hit 50 already? We did hit 50. Yeah. Girl, I haven't been checking. Once we hit 50, I was like, I just kind of stopped checking. But I'm excited. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. So we might do an all-inclusive 60K listens on basically Apple and Spotify plus 100 subscribers celebration with y'all.
That's huge, moms, because we started and we were just like, I don't know who about to listen.
Didn't. We were just counting on us re-listening to it at that point, because who was really going to tap in and listen to us talk? We didn't know.
We had absolutely no clue. But honestly, to any and everybody who's freaking tapped in, thank you so much. It means so much to us. I would pay good money to know the names of who listens to us, because we don't know.
Girl, me too, because the amount of people that listen to us, I'm just like, how many of them, what if it's somebody random that I went to middle school with that I just don't know?
I know. And it's like, about my life. And for her, for me, I don't know if anybody other than my manager, I think, because he looked me up probably when he hired me and knows about my podcast. But for Denasia, everybody at her work knows about her podcast. Knows about the podcast.
And I'm like, when I walk into the office, I'm like, did they know my rosebud and thorn for the week? Like, do they?
It's really giving main character. I'm not going to.
It's a little crazy. But I think if they did, they would bring it up. They would for sure bring it up. Because one of my coworkers asked me if I still talk to the little boy from Most Embarrassing Moments.
The bracelet one?
Yes. She said, Are you still in contact with Bracelet Boy? I said, huh? I said, no way you listen. And that was towards the end of the episode. I said, no way you listen to the whole thing like that. And she sure did.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't the beginning.
Shout out to anybody from work, from school, from high school, from middle school, elementary, wherever you're listening from. Thank you. If you're new and you don't even know us, hope to meet you.
That start from season 1, because season 1, it's really given eras. Season 1, we were trying to graduate. Season 2, we graduated. Season 3, we moved and started our big girl jobs. Season 4, we're in our big girl jobs. Season 5, we about to hit our year.
Yeah, literally. And now we're actual big girls, a year into being full adults. So can't complain.
Across the country and then back on the other side. We've done a lot. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
We have done a lot. We've gone through a lot of the growing pains that the early 20 girls have done. So basically, listen to our advice so y'all don't have to make the same mistakes.
Basically. And if you are our age and you've already made these mistakes, we can just reminisce together on what we did wrong and what we can do right next time, because that's all you can do. Learn and grow.
And that's the whole podcast, for real. But let's go ahead and get into the RBT. Our RBT is Rose, Bud, and Thorn. So Rose, something good that happened in a week. Bud, something that you're looking forward to. And Thorn, something bad that happened. So I'm going to go ahead and go first. It's been a really hard week. It's been freaking darn hard. Denasia was very concerned. And I've never had a week where I was like, I don't even know what my Rose is. So basically my OB is in Denver. My boyfriend stays in Denver, so I had my OB in Denver because I know I was going to live there eventually. My OB sent my birth control to the Denver Walgreens, and I didn't realize you could like just transfer it state to state. I feel like that felt illegal or something because they're really weird about prescriptions. So I didn't take my birth control for 3 weeks, mind you. I've been taking birth control for the past 3 years, so I just knew my period was going to be just haywire. So I ended up getting my period after getting my birth control when I came back to Denver, and it's been rocking me. I knew it was going to be rough. I didn't know it was going to be this rough. Look, I've been just chilling in my bed with my heating pad. Like there's no tomorrow. My emotions have been everywhere. I've probably cried every single day over the stupidest stuff. You know, in a moment it wasn't stupid, but looking back, I'm like, what? You know, like my emotions were really playing games with me. So that's my rose, but also kind of my thorn low key. And so I'm going to hop to my thorn because my period is making me feel just insane. I've never had a period make me feel this insane. Like cooking right now isn't fun for me. And that's how I know it's getting bad because I love cooking. Like my one of my India, she was on, I think last season. She was like, I know it's bad when you say cooking isn't fun because you used to leave my house early when we were hanging out to go cook. Because I was so excited to cook. Yeah. So when cooking isn't fun, I know I'm like, oh, we need to do a little wraparound vibe because I don't know what's going on. So hopefully I'm trying to find fun recipes, but I'm just like, what? Like life, let's just say I've been wanting to take a very long nap. So life has just been rough. Like there's been no stimulation at work. I've just been going through the motions. Really. I've just been going through the motions. And I'm like, there's no reason why I should be sad. Like I live with my boyfriend. I don't pay rent. All my bills are paid. Like my family's healthy. Like there's no reason why I should be sad, but like realistically, I am. So it's been a very rough little thing. Like let's just say social media is not real. Like my friend's like, oh, I didn't even know you was feeling like that because your story, a time and time again, social media is not real.
The story don't count, babes.
It don't, and not even on my spam. I'm barely telling y'all stuff on there unless I'm FaceTiming you. You really don't know what's going on. For real.
And that is the evolution to the private girl.
But yeah, and then my bud is promotion season's coming. I'm so freaking excited. Promotion season is between July and September, and I've been talking to my mentors and some people on my team, and they're like, you've done quite literally everything. I have a one-on-one with my manager, so I'm just going to tap in like, hey, I've done boom, boom, boom. Just letting you know, this is what I've done, you know. So I'm going to buy luggage. What was my money? I'm going to buy some luggage because like we have our Barcelona trip coming next year. I feel like as a grown girl, you need a solid luggage. And I don't have a nice check bag. I had a little flamingo one that I rode to the wheels fell off. Literally, a wheel fell off the second to last trip I needed it. So I was just rolling with a wheel off to Denver. I said, if it breaks, it breaks. I don't care. It was from Ross. It was $70. So I'm gonna drop a bag on some luggage because, like, realistically, away luggage is that girl. If it breaks, you can go into one of their stores and they'll give you another one. And I like that. So, like, yes. Exactly. So this luggage is going to stay with me for years and years. And when it breaks, I can just get a new one. So I'm going to drop a bag on some luggage and I'm very excited. Like it feels very grown to say when you get a promotion, you're going to buy luggage, but like you got to have luggage, like, especially with us traveling like this, like, come on now. Yeah, why not? Exactly. I find joy in the convenience of it all and knowing that it's not going to break. But moms, what's your RBT?
So for me, my rose is that this week, well, first of all, this whole weekend for Memorial Day has been crazy. One for the books, to say the very least. I left my house on Thursday to go to a barbecue and did not spend a day back in my home until Tuesday, the following week.
Oh, wow.
Just outside, just with my friends, gallivanting around New York and Brooklyn, Manhattan and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Back to Jersey, Manhattan, Brooklyn, back to Jersey, just bus club, nether club vibes. And
Whoa.
I was like, I literally came home and I was exhausted. And I hadn't like, and usually I'd be cooking on the weekends now. I didn't even cook nothing. Eating out, I felt so terrible because I was like, I didn't have no solid real meal the entire weekend. And I felt disgusting. I literally came home, chugged some water with some liquid IV in it because I was like, I feel like I need to just detox my whole body.
Yeah.
Took a ginger shot with apple cider vinegar.
Oh, this is serious.
Serious doing, okay? So I say that to say this weekend was crazy, but my one rose is that I found some contenders for my Beyonce outfit.
Okay.
Not the one, but I feel like I can make something shake with the ones I have chosen. And I'm
Okay.
going with our friend Paul, who
Yes.
y'all have heard about. He's crazy, he's fun, like we love him. We
Yeah.
love Paul down, but I'm just so nervous because I want to have the perfect outfit. And I heard they're upgrading people to Club Renaissance if you have a good outfit. So already I got to serve, right?
Mhm.
And I knew that I was on the right track because I was in the subway system and I saw these two gay guys coming near me and they had a boombox. And on said boombox, they was playing Renaissance. And so naturally, we started voguing in the subway trade. Like, naturally. Because what else was we going to do? And my friend Lizzie was off the side just cheering a song. She's like, I don't know how to vogue, but I'm going to just watch y'all do it. So we were voguing and they're like, yes, queen, go, go, go. So literally, like, we had the best time. We vogued together and danced and laughed and they just left. Like, they literally just turned the corner and left. I said, we didn't even get no Insta, no phone number. Like, I'm probably going to see you at the show, babes.
Probably.
So, long story short, crazy Memorial Day weekend. Love the Beyonce fit so far. My bud is that me and Faith, like, we're gonna watch the movie Missing. And I've been talking about this freaking movie. I don't want to watch it alone because I heard it's a little intense.
Mm-mm.
But I heard it's so good. And I've been literally avoiding spoilers like the plague. Like, I heard it's really, really good. So if any girlies have seen it, hopefully by the time this comes out, we've either watched part of it or know the plot. We'll see.
Yeah.
So can't wait to watch that. And then my thorn is that I feel like when it comes to Uber drivers, I just take them with a grain of salt. Yeah. And I say it to say the first Uber driver I had this past weekend had no arms. And then literally I was just like confused when I got in the Uber.
What?
Because I looked and okay, so when I first got in, he said, oh, can you come on this side? Because I have wheelchair accessibility on that side. So it won't open correctly for you. And I was like, oh, yeah, no problem. And I get in and I realize it's a huge van with all the seats in the middle, like pulled out. Oh. So it's literally the first row and there's one row in the back. And it's like a huge empty space in the middle. But I was like, that makes sense. Like he's in a wheelchair. But I didn't realize like why. And I look up at the front and I realized there was no hands on the wheel. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I realized he had like a robotic like thing that was driving for him, and he was basically like deciding where to turn based on his feet because his feet were moving like crazy. Moms, like you would think the man was running in place, like his feet were moving like crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I looked up and he saw me looking. He said, how's your night? I said, good. How's yours? And I looked up. That man had no arms.
So I'm trying to imagine. I can't, moms.
It was crazy. And I was just like, that is so, like, I was fascinated more than anything because I was like, I didn't even know they had technology for you to be an Uber driver at that.
So
to be doing that.
There was a mechanism like on his lap to drive?
Yeah, it was like something like sitting on his lap that attached like upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I could see the phone also telling us where we're gonna go. So I knew like we was on the right track. Yeah. And I'm not gonna hold you, that man drove. That was one of the best drivers I'd had. I said, you do you, sir. I'm happy for you. We had a good conversation in the car. I said, God bless you. I felt like my mom. I said, God bless you. Because that man is making it happen. Like, no arms and still getting into the money grinding. Like,
we don't have an excuse, basically, is what you're saying.
Basically, there is no excuse. But that's not my thorn. My thorn is that I had that good experience, and then with the man, and then my Uber driver back home was real weird. Like, rolled all the windows down, no music. Just air. And mind you, it was windy. Like, it wasn't even like the type of weather where you roll the window down, it's a good night. Like, windy, air, lip gloss, hair. Like, it was just a whole debacle, right? And so I think I've mentioned this before, but like, there's a cemetery near my apartment. So like,
yes,
there's a cemetery near my apartment, and he drives past the cemetery specifically and slows down, moms. Slows down and turns his head to look. Mind you, he had been going about 30 the whole time. Like, we're in a residential area, right? 30. He gets to the cemetery, moms, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And gonna turn his head slowly to look at the cemetery. And you know, it's kind of a long cemetery. So yeah, it's And then we're at a light and he's still looking at it. And I said, just drop me off right here, bro.
I'm not.
I'll walk the rest of the way. I'm not doing this. Like, I was so creeped out. Like, I literally like had him drop me off like a block ahead of my apartment because I didn't want him to know where I lived. Yeah. It was that weird.
Because typically, like, when you're passing the cemetery, like, you kind of like go a little faster.
You go a little faster and you don't look. I tell you that. You really don't look. You know what's there. They know what's there. It's a mutual understanding between you and them. And you go on about your business. When I walk past it, I don't sit there and stare. And the one time I did, I noticed the people up in there. It was like born 1700, died 1715. Like, it was some old. I didn't know the cemetery was that old.
Whoa,
the oldest one. When I did happen to glance over, which I don't do at night, I'll take a little glance in the morning because I think the ghost ain't up yet. Yeah. So I took a little glance, and I think I saw like 16. And I'm like, the fact that the headstone lasted, and I can even read it out, is crazy.
That's
insane. And one of the last names I saw one time was Van Winkle, and I said, Rip Van Winkle?
Who?
You know that story, Rip Van Winkle? It's like an old legend of like a man who fell asleep because his wife was nagging him and woke up like hundreds of years later. It's like a long. It's like an old tale.
That's new.
Well, I looked over and I said, "Well, I'm over here, basically neighbors with Rip Van Winkle's cousin. Because who was that? In the headstone, like it was old. It was like 1700s.
Yeah,
1600s.
Right. Sick work. Sick work.
So yeah, I say that to say, I gave him 1 star and I literally ran home. I literally ran home in heels, which is part of the reason why I took the Uber to begin with. But I was like, I wasn't taking no chances because any man that slows down in front of a cemetery is not somebody I want to play with.
Not to be trusted. You're insane.
Not to be trusted. But yeah, y'all, that was my life. Just kind of all over the place. But what else is new?
I do want to say, since it is June 1st, happy Pride. At 7:43 a.m., Paul sent us videos of Pride from last year. So I'm just very excited to see what the frick Pride looks like this year in New York, because I just can't wait for the stories, for real.
Oh, I know. And I'm just like excited. This is my first time being in like a big city like this for Pride. So I can only imagine. Like, I feel like it's going to be crazy. So shout out to our gays and nays. Okay.
All the G's and the other letters. Y'all got it.
Listen, we are y'all allies.
We are your ally.
So unfortunately, I guess one thing us and the gays have in common is liking men, which is unfortunate for everyone involved.
That's because everyone involved. I will say, I mean, if you haven't been hiding or living under a rock, you know what Sprinkle is. But if they don't, moms, what the heck is Sprinkle?
So Sprinkle comes from this lady on TikTok / YouTube. She has multiple platforms that basically, think of like the female Kevin Samuels. Like she really is all about heavy women empowerment and getting to the bag. And she will give you basically dating, and like she calls herself a financial advisor. She doesn't even call herself a dating coach. She said I'm a financial advisor because I'm helping women get to the bag. So she will post videos on dating advice, how to get a man, how to keep a man, what it takes, how to make sure that man is paying for you, all the whole nine. That's all her content. But we say sprinkle because as she explains this and she gives a really good piece of advice, she'll go sprinkle.
Yeah.
Sprinkle. So I recommend you look her up. I think her ad is like Shara7. Yeah. We'll drop it. We'll tag her. So y'all can watch. But long story short, we've been watching her on TikTok and we were like, I feel like there's a lot of things that she says that we definitely do agree with. And we need a dating centered episode to kind of talk about these topics, because I feel like there's a lot of discourse about what it takes to get a man, what it takes to keep one, and what it takes to basically be in a relationship. So we're just gonna give our advice, and y'all could take it or leave it. You can agree or disagree.
That part.
But this is how we feel.
This is how we feel. Okay. For me, I dated for a total of almost 2 years before I started dating Lola. We're about to come up on our 4 years, which is crazy. And it's must be a roller coaster. It hasn't been a roller coaster. It's been great. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So that's kind of my thought process with all these questions. And then what about you, Denasia?
Yeah, so for me, I'm currently in the dating pool, and I tell Faith all the time, someone peed in it. The dating pool has piss in it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough out here. So I think my perspective is definitely coming from somebody who's actively living this like day to
Yes.
day.
In real life.
So just so y'all know, like this is where these are our perspectives, and this is kind of where we're at.
Mhm.
But moms, let's go ahead and get into some discussion questions, just
Yes.
kind of around things that Shara be talking about and kind of her more sprinkle topics.
That part.
So for you, do you think that the man should pay for everything? And by everything, I mean like the lifestyle.
Okay. Are we doing my current life or in general?
Both.
My current life, I pay for all the fun things, and like eating out, or not dates, but like just eating out. What else do I pay for? I pay for, he put me on his Wi-Fi. He put me on his phone plan, so I pay for Wi-Fi. And then the rest, I spend on whatever I want. So I just build up my savings and like save for girl trips and stuff. While he pays for quite literally everything else. And I do believe the man should pay for, I think the man should pay for majority of things. For me, I would not feel, I don't know what the word is, if he did pay for everything, because I would feel like, okay, well, I have to make up more in the house with cleaning and cooking. And because I'm not cleaning up the whole house. Because we separate cleaning duties, and just because that's just kind of how we've like deciphered our budgets together, he pays for majority of the stuff, but he also does clean for majority of the house. So it's not really fair, but like at the end of the day, he know I'm a lazy person, and he's just accepted that. So like, and he was raised by a woman, so he knows I hate cleaning the bathroom. He cleans the bathroom. He knows I hate washing the dishes. He washed the dish. Like it's really giving like 70-30 over here. I'm not gonna hold you, and I really am enjoying it. So yeah, to sum it up, I do think the man should pay for everything. I definitely do think there should be a discussion. But for all my dating girlies, do not pay for a date. Do not pay for a date now, because we're almost 4 years in. I'm like, oh, I'll treat you. And I'd be surprising him, because he always just expects for him to pay, which I love that he expects for that. And it's like a surprise, like, oh, you've done so much for me. Here you go. But it's not expected at all.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like as a man, and maybe this is just based off what I've seen, especially like growing up, as a man, your job is to protect and provide. Okay. And I feel like if you can't do that deep down inside, or like if I don't feel safe with you, for one, or I don't feel like you could take care of a family with me, I don't feel like I have the same level of respect for you as a partner, if that makes sense.
I don't respect you.
It might, I kind of feel terrible saying that. Like, I wouldn't respect him if he's not able to be a man and step up to the plate. But that's true. Like, if I'm the one having to handle everything, and it's giving 70-30 your situation reversed, and I'm the one handling everything, I'm gonna feel like I'm the man of the household. Like,
I'm the man.
I'm the man. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna feel like you can't handle your job as a man.
Yeah. And also, you would never even date nobody that would even do that, moms.
Exactly. Like, but the thing is that the reason why I say that is because every man that I've talked to, for the most part, has been like, why would I ever expect you to do that?
Yeah.
Like, they would feel offended if I ever looked at them and asked, oh, well, like, should I pay the rent? They'd be like, why would you even ask that? They'd probably they would get mad at me for that. So it's like, knowing that I've experienced that type of man, and I don't want to stray from that. No. So it's like, no, I don't like that. I don't think he should pay for every single thing in my life. No. Mm-hmm. But I do think bare necessities, like being able to provide like rent or mortgage or the house, and maybe we compromise on utilities or something. I don't know. But I just feel
like that
groceries, maybe if it's like kids involved, like I pay for some stuff for the kids, like gymnastics practice or something like that. You know, like that type of thing I can understand. But I feel like at the end of the day, as a man, you got it.
You got it.
And that doesn't mean I don't want to. That doesn't mean I don't want to have my own money.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm
gonna have my own money, because the thing is, in my eyes, what can you do for me that I can't do for myself?
that, what do you bring to the table? Not to say it, but say it. What do you bring to the table? Because I've been doing this by myself for 23 years.
Boom.
What
I
do you
pay my own everything. There is not one thing that in my life that I'm not paying for currently.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you can't match that or exceed it, what's the point? And don't, and I hate when guys be like, well, what do you bring to the table? Baby, I am the table.
Quite literally bring the seat, because I am.
I am the table. And the whole like cooking and cleaning debate is out because I already cook and clean for myself.
That part.
Know how to do that.
And I do need a man that knows how to cook and clean, and he does. So thank you.
And doesn't feel like he's like not, what's the word? Like he's not allowed to cook and clean because he is the man.
And because he pays the bills.
That's your job. Like, what? Like, if one day I feel sick and you mean to tell me you don't want to cook nothing because that's not your job?
We are not in the 1600s. We are not in family equals right now.
Exactly. Like, it's really just taking like the basics of how I feel like a partnership works and making sure that it's also modernized. Because just because I say that I want a man to protect and provide doesn't mean I also want to get like almost the emotional abuse and the control that comes with that situations.
Because that does sometimes come with it, unfortunately,
because it's like, oh well, I pay your rent, I make sure you're literally living, I pay for the food on this table, you need to listen to what I say. I'm still my own person. And that's why, especially for like young girls, I really feel like you have to have it drilled in your head. If this man leaves me today, will I be okay? Will I be able to pick myself up and financially provide for myself?
And that's why you need to start saving just on the side, just a little something, just so, because that's why I like having separate money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But also having a joint bank account for the things that you do.
Yes, when you get married, though.
Yeah.
No girlfriend, boyfriend, maybe fiance. For me, depending on how long, but definitely when we're married, joint bank account, but also separate.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And I feel like if he asks you to do anything else, it's kind of like, why would you say that?
Because at the end of the day, there is a wage gap. At the end of the day, I know for me, he makes more than me, so it's just like, all right. But also, it sucks because like men's insurance rates are out of this world, especially if they get in a car accident, and they're like, there's a lot that men had to pay for. But it's like, all right, well, you went to college, get that promotion, and we good to go.
Listen, and the only reason why I feel this way is because when a man really, really loves you and is down for you, he wants to take care of you.
And will do anything to do that.
Will do anything. So if he does not have that mentality, you may want to reevaluate where y'all stand. Or if he's even ready for a relationship, because some of them are not.
No.
Yeah.
They're just there for So, yeah. But moms, what's the oldest you date?
See, I went back and forth about this for a while. I think I said in a previous episode, like I wouldn't date older than 25. At the time I said that, I think I was 21.
Yeah.
That's out. I realize that frontal lobe, I need that to be developed.
Yeah.
I do, unfortunately. And 25, I think, is a good age now. And I think I would say the oldest I date is like 29. 30 is really pushing it. But I think anything older than 30, I don't know what we have in common to talk about.
No, you've lived the life.
I'm 22.
What do we have in common? Like,
and priority wise for me, I know, like, and I've felt this way for a long time. Like, my mom was even talking to me the other day, and she was like, I'm nervous that Kayla gonna have a baby and kids before and a husband before you will. And my sister's 4 years younger than me. And I said, what gives you that impression? She said, because you've literally always said, like, you don't want to have kids and a husband off the bat. You want to take time to live your life. I say, y'all made me this way.
Like, what?
This is your doing. Like, literally, since I was a kid, it has been ingrained in me. Be your own person first. Like, you have your whole life to be somebody's mom and wife. Be Denasia. Be Denasia for as long as you possibly can, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to find yourself once you're now, other people's livelihoods depend on you. So I was like, knowing that in my head, I was just like, I need to fulfill all my dreams. Not to say dreams die when you have kids and get married, but
they could, because you get in a routine.
They could. Exactly. They could. And I'm just like, I don't want to go through that. I want to be able to be a fully developed and healed person, and someone that is not going into a marriage or kids with animosity
Ugh.
towards those people, because I feel like I'm losing my youth.
Or
And I
losing-
know I'm self-aware enough to know that if I had a kid right now,
Oh, I would hate that.
I would have animosity, and that's it. Really hurts me to say that, but I would have animosity because I feel like I'm losing my youth, and I'm prematurely dedicating myself to something I don't want to do.
Yeah, and as type A girlies, we kind of have a plan. You know, it's just not a court. It's not, that doesn't work with the plan at the moment for my 20s. Maybe I said earliest 27. I'll have kids.
Same. Yeah. I was like 27, I think, is a great age to start thinking about that. And now you want to settle down, you know, like frontal lobe developed. Okay, cool. We can make some big decisions. So I don't know. I think that's my perspective. So with that, I know that dating a man that's over the age of 30, I would say, most of them, they try to get a mortgage. They trying to start a family. They want a white picket fence and kids in the field. So knowing that, I'm not going to purposely date somebody that is ready to be in that settle down era, because I feel like it's unfair to them.
Yeah, like Michael B. Jordan and Lori.
Exactly. It's unfair to them for us to be in love and be dating knowing that I'm making him wait an additional 7 years to get what he wants. Yeah. That's really unfair.
Yeah, and depending on how fast his swimmers are, they might be dried up by then.
Girl, the pool is dry.
You know, and with us, you know, we it's kind of a ticking time bomb as well, but we know we got to check in with our OB. But I feel like dating older men is a little scary. Who's scared? Because I don't know. I feel like that they could be the main culprits that are like, I provide everything for you. Like you need to, like, you owe me, like, you owe me sex, you owe me your time, you can't spend time with your girlfriends. Like, I feel like there's like that daddy daughter dynamic when after you have 30, like 28, 30, especially if you're dating in your younger 20s.
I agree. That's a good point. I feel like especially for older men, they kind of feel like, since they are older and probably not much wiser, might I add, they feel like they have this like hold over you, and almost like they're kind of like little girling you. I hate that. That's actually one of my biggest pet peeves, is when men try to little girl you or try to act like you don't know nothing.
Because I have a degree.
And I literally live my own life. I provide for myself, everything. So what are you going to teach me realistically? Besides what not to do.
That part. So do you think it's wrong to date older men for their money? Because typically with age comes more money, with promotions and typically on the regular track. So do you think it's wrong?
This one I'm kind of split on. Is it wrong to take advantage of an older man that is kind of lonely and don't got nobody? And is kind of like, you know those older men that are like, they're sugar daddies that don't want no sugar. Like, they're just lonely and need companionship. Mm-hmm. For them, I do feel like if they're elderly, like genuinely elderly, and have money, and you're kind of just like taking advantage of that, then maybe. But I feel like for these ones that are kind of in their late 30s, 40s, they know what they're doing. They know what's up, for real. And realistically, I mean, they're not billionaires, but they got some disposable income. They probably don't got no kids. If they do, they might not take care of them, or you might not even know about them. Why not? And the thing is, the term date is a little bit hard. When we talk about date, we're talking about we're dating around. Yes, we're talking about this one want to take me to a restaurant on Thursday, and this one want to take me skating on Sunday.
Exactly.
We're not talking about relationship.
Thank you. Exactly. No, I don't think it's wrong. You know, when in my stint of dating, I did date is strong for what we did, but I got some spending money for him, and it was great. Like, it was a grand time. All we did was chop it up, walk around the park, gave me some money after. I felt great. Like, he took me shopping. Like, it really was fun. I felt like it felt like Sex in the City vibes. Like, it was so funny because he was just like a little weirdo. He had our first date was at a sushi bar, and he was like, yeah, I got into crypto, and you know, I work at a tech company, and like, yeah. And he was in love with penguins, and I called him Mr. Penguin. And it was just so freaking funny. Like, it was just like, literally, he would take me shopping. It was just a grand time. It was like a fun little stint in my teens. And then we stopped after like maybe a month and a half in the summer. And I was like, cool. I got a few $100s, got a few outfits, and we was good.
We're Gucci. Like, I don't know. I would never take no older man serious. I'll say that. But some older men just want to pay you because you're pretty.
That's it. They just want somebody to talk to. They work hard. They just want somebody to talk to.
Yeah. But for them girls that do be marrying them, it's giving Lady Danbury.
Like, oh, yeah. I can't see how you're living a fulfilled life knowing that you really don't like this man through and through.
That's one thing I won't do. I don't think I could ever marry for money and not at least love him.
Yeah.
In at least a little bit. No, like actually a lot of it. Like I need to be in love with you to say vows. Yeah. I'm gonna look you in the eyes and laugh. I can't take it serious. If I don't love you and I'm sitting here telling Lord Danbury that I love him in front in that altar. As unserious as I am, I'm not going to be able to even look myself in the eye in the mirror.
And you got to bring your friends to see that.
I got to say that in front of all y'all. Let me just say this. I think about all the time how I have to publicly admit my feelings and how much I love deeply. Because usually my family be thinking I'm the player of the family. So I got to sit here and confess my love for a man in front of all these people. I better be in love with them.
I can't wait to play this at like the bachelorette party. I'm so excited.
Like I just know if I am saying vows and I'm getting married in front of all my people, all my family and my friends, I love that man down.
Okay, because that's embarrassing a little bit, but
it is a little embarrassing. But I'm also extremely picky. So if he made it that far,
that's huge. I can't wait for the feed post, and that honestly might be the wedding. But nevertheless,
it might be. Like, no promises, truly.
Yeah.
Or maybe I think I would post for the engagement.
Love will make you do some crazy thing that you would never have thought you would have done before you were.
That's true.
Me posting a video of me kissing my man on a main, I almost threw up. But I was like, I love this man so much. It's disgusting.
Like.
I honestly, 18-year-old Faith would throw up at the things that I like, holding hands and holding each other in public. I'd be like, granted, that was I have really struggled with physical touch in public because I'm an empath, so I'm like, if I saw that, I'd be like, get a row. But like but now I'm just like, I want to be up under my man. Like I love him. Like it's disgusting. Let's say that. But
I've never been opposed to PDA as long as like y'all aren't literally dry humping in public.
We have some couth when you're doing PDA. That's all I ask. A cute little peck. Okay. If we're making out at the mall, are we
know when to go home? Know when to go home.
That's really, and the thing is, I've never even had like a club moment where I'm like, oh, we're drinking, because we never had that. But like, just PDA at the end of the day, have some couth.
Girl, my most traumatizing PDA moment was when I went to a pool party in Vegas, and it was like one of those like day club pool parties, and I didn't know it was toptional, which means you can have your top off. And didn't know the demographic was also older white men and women.
They love
a toptional.
Yeah.
Girl, let's just say the amount of PDA I saw that day was traumatizing. Like, and toptional. Everybody off. Everybody no clothes on. Everybody butt naked. The amount of saggy everything I saw that day was actually insane. And I think I was one of the only people with a top on, because y'all not going to see my goodies. And I'm the only brown face in here. So my brown goodies at that.
Oh.
I said no way. Yeah, it was crazy. Like I remember literally seeing like the most disgusting kiss out, like make out, where this guy literally had his tongue down this older lady's throat, and she didn't have no top on, and she had like kind of like the Britney Spears type of like shorts on, where like it's like it's mad low, like yeah. like like she literally reminded me of Britney Spears, and yeah. I was like, wow, like this is, and they were having the time of their lives. And I was like, I bet you they're both married and not to each other.
Well, that'll freaking do it. But do you believe in dating around until you're ready?
Yeah, that was traumatizing. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I believe in dating around as in if a guy asks me out on a date and I'm not actively talking to someone serious and or in a relationship, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
If I like him.
Yeah.
If I think he's cool, why not? Because for me personally, like I said before, I'm very picky. And I can tell a lot off somebody just based off the first interaction, the first date. I think some guys have this unrealistic expectation that they can go and date around and talk to people and sleep with anything that has jeans on. But if a woman wants to, if y'all can't see face, oh my gosh. But if a woman just wants to grab dinner with somebody and get to know them,
yeah,
and maybe do that with like two guys,
mm-hmm.
just get to know both of them because neither of them are applying enough pressure to be your boyfriend.
That part. There ain't no chocolate on the plate.
There is no chocolate on the plate. There are no rose petals in the hotel room. Therefore, like, what are we doing?
I'm single. Like realistically, I only did this when I was low-key kind of fast when I first got into college because like there was just so many different colors, so many different shapes and sizes of men. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, mind you, I went to ASU, so there really wasn't that many colors. But
I was gonna say the colors was a small palette.
Very small palette, but in comparison to high school, it was so many new faces and people, and I just like I loved it. I was on Bumble, I was on Tinder, I was on everything you kind of literally think of. And so yeah, like I was like, okay, I'll go to your dorm, watch a movie with you. Okay, oh, you want me to bring my girls to your frat party? Okay, I'm gonna see you. Like, okay, we kiss in the corner. Okay, like I had some fun. It was short lived, but I had some fun. And realistically, we are young. Let's have fun. Like if you do come and it's like, oh, I'm going to marry you. Okay, pump the brakes. I don't even know your last name vibes. But also, if you're applying that much pressure, that's when I'll start dropping the other people. If not, then I'm going to have a roster. That's what it is.
Girl, and the thing is that, like, at least for me personally, like, when I really like you for real, because it takes so long to get to that point, and usually you have to hit multiple marks for me personally, which we'll get into our non-negotiables. But you have to hit multiple marks. So it's like if you hit all those marks, now I'm in love with you. Like I'm a lover girl. So at the end of the day, you have to prove to me why you deserve to meet that mark. Because if you don't hit any of those marks, what's the point? And I guess that kind of brings us into our next question. Like, do you even believe that being in love with someone is possible long term and having like a partnership if they aren't able to hit those marks and provide for you?
No, because I have a list for a reason. And realistically, we're going back to what you said. If you can't provide, I will lose all my respect for you. At the end of the day, by myself, single, I provided everything for myself. Now, what do you bring? And if you can't provide, at the end of the day, I don't respect you. That is what it is. I've seen my grandma provide for my grandma. I've never even seen my grandma even work a day in her life. All she does is shop and look cute.
She does.
And cook for that man three times a day. Now that might feel like a lot, but that's their dynamic, and I really do enjoy it. Granted, I don't want to do that, or I don't do anything because all she does is cook, and she loves it. She watches her CNN, cooks, and watch movies. That's all she does, and it's a grand time for me. I definitely do want my man to provide. I will throw some sprinkles of providing, aka paying for a brunch or paying for a dinner or getting him some shoes or something like that, because I like to spoil. And realistically, one of his top 3 is gift giving. So yeah, he loves a good gift, but no, at the end of the day, I can't have a good love life. I wouldn't respect you in public. I wouldn't respect you in private. I'd probably disrespect you. You can't at that point I would break up, but you can't tell me what to do, and I wouldn't respect your opinion because you don't even have a handle on your life. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. What about you, moms?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like a lot of people are in love with this concept of like struggle love. Like,
No.
oh, she was with me through the gutter. Like, she was with me when I didn't have nothing. And that is true. That is true. If we both started at the same point,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
let's say it's a high school love
Or college love.
or a college love. Of course, y'all got it out the gutter because you was eating ramen noodles in the dorm. Of course, she was there for you during that. But I feel like now at the point where we're grown, for me personally, I've moved past that point. I am now working my own job. I am providing for myself out of that gutter era. So I need somebody that can match that and be at that level with me. Now, of course, we're gonna grow and learn and get together, and of course, take that tenfold, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But for me, I feel like love is not enough.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I'm thinking in our current state. In college, no, that man's not providing anything unless he's 30. But also, that's a little weird. But that's neither here nor there. But at our current state, 23 and 22, out of college, working big girl jobs, we can't take anything less.
Because taking anything less would be doing a disservice to all the hard work we've done to get to this point.
Exactly. And it's sweat, blood, and tears vibes.
Literally. Like, we are very hardworking women. I need to find somebody that matches that momentum. And if he is my age and doesn't have any goals or doesn't have any ambition, it don't matter about the love. Like, struggle love gets romanticized so much, but it's like, when you look at it, what does that bring? It brings stress. It brings problems. Money is the root of a lot of problems.
That part.
A lot of problems. If we can both do our part to make sure that we're both financially stable, I guarantee that eliminates a lot of the issues that you probably went into as a couple.
Because we're both driven.
Gonna make it happen. Gonna make ends meet one way or another. Now, this is what I'm talking about when it's dating time. Now, of course, in marriage, if your man loses his job and y'all gotta start that's different.
Yeah.
But at least dating, and I think we're gonna mention this later too. Like, you can't just bank on potential. I'm gonna be rich one day. I got you one day.
How?
I need you to show me now, because banking on potential. Banking on potential is how women are sometimes like, oh, well, like, maybe things will change when we get married and like more commitment is there. If he's not showing you right now what's going on, take what you're getting now at face value. Imagine exactly how you're being treated now is how you would be treated if you guys are married and kids. I'm a firm believer that ring and them kids don't change much. They change the circumstances and the dynamic of your relationship, yes, but that how he feels about you and like the general how you guys act towards each other, I don't think it really changes that much. If anything, it might make it worse.
Because kids are stressful and they come with a lot of bills on top of the bills you already freaking have.
That you're already struggling with.
That part.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our viewpoint on a lot of the Twitter topics, honestly. Yeah, that's really what it is.
We literally just rapid fire Twitter topics. But let's go ahead and get into some of our like sprinkle non-negotiables, like things that we just can't budge on when it comes to dating.
Absolutely. Okay, for me, my number one has to be caring. This was never on my list until I met Lola and I realized how important it is to have somebody that actually cares about you. Surely that should be number one. Okay. 6'3", of course, but caring as well. Yeah. What about you, moms?
Yeah. I realize most of mine are all like how they are as a person, but yeah, I'm 6'3", tatted and with waves and or curls is also
that is your type.
Sprinkle. That's literally like, it's to the point where like my friends now will see somebody like, oh, Deja, go talk to him because he the only one that looks like what you would like. Like that's how it is. I need to switch it up because I can't keep living like this. They've done me wrong every time. But also on to that point, for me, it's like considerate. Yeah. Someone that is proactive and thinks about things before they do them. And I mean that as in like, let's say like for you have your quarter start. You know that's going to be a very hard week for you. Yeah. He should be like, I know this is going to be a hard week for you. Let me just have some flowers waiting on her when she comes to the door.
Simple.
Let me just buy her a coffee so she can get through the day. Like just like very, very small things that make a big difference. Like considerate and thinking of not only just you, but also your family, his family. Like considerate, not just towards your significant other, but towards like people in general. Very
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Another one for me is have to have me in the back of their mind in all that they do. I didn't know how important that was, but literally Lola has said time and time again, everything I do, I have you in mind. And I thought that was just so cool because it's like, wow, because I do, because I'm a lover girl. And I'm like, oh, Lola would like that. Or, oh, let me do this for Lola because I know it'll make his life easier. And we're both older siblings, so active service really make a big impact in our lives. And it's just like, I want to make your life easier. For example, like thinking about houses, he's like, I know you like this and this, so here, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? Like just literally everything he has or he's doing in life, like promotions, work, life, anything, he has me in mind. And it's just so cool. But we are life partners, so it kind of makes sense, but that's not true for everyone, you know. So that's one of mine. What about you, moms?
For me, also has to really match my ambition goals and has like very driven, and career wise is very driven, because for me, like I have a very clear path of what I want to do, how I want to get there. And I just want someone that's not gonna like almost like look at you crazy when you say you want to like pursue a business or you want to go to grad school. Like, oh, why are you doing that? Or okay, Miss Big Money, like jump scare. Literal jump scare. Big Money. If he call you Big Money, run.
Okay.
Run. Because the second that he starts almost like trying to make you feel some type of way about the fact that you're a very driven or like hardworking woman, he's gonna think that he can like take advantage of that.
Like, oh, can I borrow $20?
Since you got it like that, Big Money. Like, absolutely not. So I think having someone that matches you in that, it kind of eliminates that. And someone that's gonna push you, because I'm gonna push him.
Yeah, absolutely. To be better and do better.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's for the betterment of for the both of us and for our future.
Exactly. Like powerhouse couple.
Absolutely. And I didn't put this down here, but he needs to be using we and our, not you and I. That is huge, because that means you see us as a unit and not as separates, I guess. You know? Like I really do enjoy the are we us language.
Especially when it comes to planning the future.
Yeah. Absolutely. And to that point, wants to be a provider / actively talks about our future and not a will see. If we're talking about our future, I like concrete plans, or at least kind of concrete plans on what you got going on or what your plan is, how you're going to get there, you know? And if you don't have a plan, or if you're just saying stuff just to say it, what do you gain? That you're not a man to me if you're saying all this stuff and 6 months down the line, I still don't see no evidence of it. Now you're just talking to talk. You'd like to hear yourself talk realistically. Shut up. Like, what? That's a huge one for me. And I didn't realize there's a lot of these. I didn't realize how important they were until I started dating Lola. Because I was dating just bums. Like, what the frick? What is wrong with you? Get in your head. Why do you want these men? Is it?
Listen, and I think a big thing for me is writing down their qualities on paper.
Pros and cons list.
Literally writing down on paper. He don't got no job. He don't text me back. He not that cute. Like, when you really take the time, girl, to write out that man on paper and then compare that to your list of what your dream man is, if you put that in the Venn diagram, ain't nothing in the middle. Ain't nothing in the middle, baby. It's blank. And it's not going to fill up. So you need a new man.
Don't got no job? Well, I mean, why are we even talking for real? For real. Whoa. Okay, what's another one yours, Moms?
A big one, and I think people are kind of surprised when they see this on my list. Funny is actually very high on my list. Make me giggle. I've said this before. I say it again. A man that can make me giggle is one that I will love forever.
Yeah.
If you can make me laugh, that's half the battle because ain't shit funny. I'm so serious. Like, nothing is funny. Like literally life be life, and sometimes ain't nothing funny. If you can take that pressure off and make my life more fun and uplifting, and I just imagine like how much more fun it is to raise a family and to go through life with somebody that you actually enjoy spending time with, and someone that you can actually laugh with and be okay with it, just y'all hanging out. You don't need the other theatrics. You don't need to be at a fun place to have fun. Literally having fun, just chilling in the house, having fun.
That's huge. Do I actually like you?
Do we actually get along as friends? Are we friends also? That
part. To this day, I am so glad that we became the friends to lovers trope, because I don't know if y'all know this. I feel like I said this a few times, but I didn't like Lola when I first started dating. I was just like, no, I'm just here for you to help me code. And then I ended up falling in love with him. That's just kind of how it happened. But the friends to lovers trope, love it down. Ugh. And I don't know. I feel like, being friends just works. And then it's like, oh, I think there are more qualities about you that I really do enjoy. And I would like to not experiment. I would like to dive deeper into what this is. Mm-hmm. Ugh.
And on that note, I need somebody that feels offended if I'm not doing anything other than being a princess.
Love. And actually use that word.
Princess?
Yes.
Yeah, because in my deep heart of hearts, in my soul, deep down, I'm just a princess. I'm just a princess in a cold, cold world. And I want to be treated like one.
That's it, and that's all. Like,
that's not to say the high maintenance-ness is something I can't handle myself. I've handled it this long.
That part.
But it's nice to just feel like a princess. And honestly, I feel like your man, like, I should treat him like a king. He treats me like a queen. Like, that should be how it works anyway. If your man is not treating you like a princess, get a new one.
Yeah, because if what one man won't do.
If that one don't work, get another one. If that one don't work, get another one. If that one don't work, get two. Do not settle. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Hey, she would love this conversation that you're having right now. She would absolutely adore it. I'm not going to hold you. Another one for me is have a car. I don't drive. I haven't driven my own car since last April. Yeah. Because I sold it because I was like, realistically, I don't use it and I get really bad anxiety when I drive. But even if you're a great driver, your man should be driving it, y'all. What do you...
Passenger princess.
Quite literally. Why don't you have a car as a man? What are we doing here?
Especially when you're in a city with all roads.
Now, if in New York, I get it. I do get it.
That is a little bit different. But even still, I'm like, what you mean I got to meet you on the L train to get where we need to go?
Send me an Uber.
Send me a car.
That sounds really princessy. I would absolutely love that. I would love to role play and he sends me. That would be, it would be a waste of money because we live in the same house, but I feel like that'd be so fun.
Send me a carriage. There's carriages that ride around Central Park with horses. Send one of those to come get me.
Whoever is going to ask the nation to be their boyfriend or girlfriend, whenever that happens, I cannot wait to see what that looks like because they're going to have to do some research. And the research is this podcast.
Hey, babe.
Realistically. Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, brother. But another one for me is knows how to grill. Memorial Day, y'all was at clubs and sections.
Didn't nobody have them uncle shoes on? Not a hot link in sight.
Not a sweet, not a yam, not a mashed potato, not a corn on the cob.
Not one bean was baked.
Not a potato with salad. Like
not an egg was deviled.
I'm not doing this. Like we have to do better. Granted, I taught myself how to grill because we had a grill in my apartment in North Carolina. I was like, it can't be that hard. It can't. Y'all, I see all the little Chads and Freds doing it. It can't be that hard. And I taught myself it's not hard. I just need a grill. and the pool's closed right now. So, you know, I'll give Lola a break, but I do know he knows how to grill. And I'll make a good potato salad. Like, and some baked beans.
I'll make the sides, but I just need to feel rest assured that the hot link's gonna be hot. Like, I just need to know.
I just need to know you're marinating it a few days before. Like, you know, just the. And if you can't grill, at least you know how to watch a YouTube video, because that's how I learned how to grill.
Standard dad activities.
That's it, and that's all. I will provide the khakis and the dad shoes. I will provide you that as a present. Hey, Merry Christmas.
The corny apron, whatever you need. Just get it done.
Just get it done. Like, I don't think that's asking for much. But what's another one for you? What's non-negotiable for you, moms?
This is a big one for me that I realized, like, and I think it's just because, like, for me, like, I realize that some guys will talk to me, and sometimes the first word out of their mouth is like, "Oh, like, you know, what's your ethnicity?" And off bat,
What?
I know, you know, I'm black. You know I'm black. But I think, especially since I moved here, there are a lot of Dominicans and a lot of Puerto Rican. Like there's a lot of different variations of black people here, right?
Yeah.
So when that comes out their mouth, they're like, "Oh yeah, I figured you might have been a little something." Flags, alerts, and sirens go off in my head because usually I realize that some of the men be colorists.
Yeah.
And I can tell off bat based off if they've either not dated other black girls that are darker than me before,
Yeah.
or if they haven't dated black girls, period. And they feel like, oh, well, you know, you look a little like you might not be fully something. So I'm gonna date you. And my first question is like, oh, like have you ever dated a dark skinned girl? Or are you attracted to dark skinned women? And that answer will tell you everything you need to know. Because I'm never gonna date no man that feels like he's winning because his girl is light skinned. That's disgusting to me. And that perspective, a lot of them be having. And you can call it a preference, whatever you want, but I don't like that. Yeah. So like that's a big one for me, especially in the black community, because I realize it happens pretty frequently. And if I ask about if I know who you dated before and they are all light brights and very light, in my head I'm like,
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know if I like that. Like, you can have a preference, true.
Yeah.
True. But also don't sit here and think and be like, oh, well, I just don't find dark-skinned black women attractive.
Because they're beautiful. Like their skin, bro.
Like, don't say that to me, because that'll piss me off and I won't talk to you again.
Yeah.
And the way genetics work, especially if he's dark-skinned, our children could turn out dark-skinned. You think they're not going to be beautiful because they're darker?
They be the main culprits talking about only they light skins. What color is your mom?
What does your mom look like?
What does your mom look like?
It's sick, and they be having that mentality, which is why that's become a new thing on my list. Like, I need to know if you're colorist, yes or no.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
On the is also not a narcissist, and or manipulative, and I think that's one of the ones that you just kind of have to learn with time, because obviously most people don't show they're manipulative up front. It takes time. And it takes conflict to know that. But once you do go through several conflicts, if you feel yourself like, dang, I keep repeating myself and I feel like I'm being gaslit a little bit. Or like he's making it seem like it's not a big deal, and it definitely is a big deal. If you feel like that should be a red flag in your head. Because I know for me it is. And I can't date nobody that's narcissistic.
No. It's not helpful. It's not helpful in a relationship. I can tell you that right now. For me, another one is actually likes me, which shouldn't really be on the list, but like it's very, very important, because you can really tell the boyfriend and girlfriends were like they just there for like the sex, or the ones that actually like they love you down. Like, you know how Damson was with Lori Harvey, just on her. That's how I want my man. On me like white on rice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At first I thought it was cringy and corny. Now I have turned into a lover girl. He has made me soft, and now I'm like, I want to be up. I want to be in your shirt while we sleep.
Yeah, I want to be in your skin. And I think on that point too, like, you're right. Like, I think a lot of men get comfortable and they're like, hey, we've been together this long, da-da-da-da-da. But like they genuinely, they're not dancing about their Lori.
At the end of the day.
They're not dancing about their Lori, and it shows.
Yeah. I love the lover boy, and then he turns the girl into a lover girl. I love that trope as well. It's fun. It's really fun. There is a lot of like, dang, like, why are you so rough? Like, why? I got it. Like, just let me get it. And it's like, no, because my whole life I've had to get it. I've been the provider. So for you to come in and try to help, what? But I have to respect you in order to let my guard down. And that comes with the providing part. It's full circle.
And making you feel safe.
Yes. If you don't make me feel safe, what are you here for?
Listen, and on that note, another non-negotiable for me is a man who knows his love languages, knows how he loves and knows how he wants to be loved. And I say that because most of it is just self-awareness. Like,
yeah,
I think a lot of guys, they're in relationships and they don't take nothing from him. Like, they literally just, they leave him and then they don't learn nothing from it. Like, let's take this as a lesson, babes.
Yeah.
Learn more about yourself. Go to therapy if you have to.
That part.
And figure out how you can love yourself so you can love somebody else. Because a lot of them be having like things they need to work on themselves before they can even deal with any woman, because she gonna point that out and it's gonna come up eventually.
And vice versa. Like for me, I wasn't healed when I first started dating Lola. And I said this, Lola has helped heal me and just worked through therapy and talking to him, working on a lot of the stuff that was just buried. And it comes, being in a loving relationship comes with realizing you're not perfect. And that's a really hard pill to swallow, especially as type A girlies, because all of the trauma comes out. A lot of the family and emotional trauma comes out, and it comes out especially during conflict. And it's like, dang, I suck. Frack, I need to get better. And that's where therapy obviously comes in, and just communicating. Communicating also is freaking hard. Yeah. Having a man that communicates and will force you to communicate is a double-edged sword, because sometimes I don't want to talk. But at the end of the day, communication helps a lot.
It's
like
key.
Communication, and you can say that it's very cliche, but it's very freaking important. And I didn't realize it. As much as I like to talk, I will shut down in an instant. Quickly. It's not fun, but I've definitely done better. But another one for me is his family likes me as well. Because I can't see a long-term relationship where the family doesn't like me and vice versa. My family loves Lola. Literally, my mom never had a son, so that's her first son. And she's like, talking about some feed my son. You know I feed that man.
You know he good.
He's not going hungry. I can promise you that. I like, come on now. Come on now. But yeah, having his family especially like me, because I know sometimes mother-in-laws and wives can butt heads. And for us, our birthday's in the same day, and we're both Scorpios. So we are both like kind of like controlling people. So it's kind of like knowing when to pick their battles. But at the end of the day, I love her. She loves me. It's just we are very alike in a lot of the same ways. But what about you, Mom? What's another one for you?
One for me, and I put frontal lobe developed on our list here. I think what I really realized in that moment was just maturity.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really what I want, is maturity, being able to handle situations, not be petty, because I think a lot of men honestly can be petty. And I've really worked on my pettiness myself to where I'll just let something go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be petty about it. I'll just let it go. What's meant for me is meant to happen. What isn't will be gone. So like someone that's very mature and can handle situations and not, I don't know what the word is, like not blow them out of proportion, but also take them serious and not do that nonchalant mess.
I want all the chalant.
Oh, like I realize I really hate nonchalant men, because for the right girl, you will never be nonchalant.
No. I feel like there's a difference between nonchalant and just being quiet.
Because you can be quiet and still show out for your girl.
Exactly. And
that's not the same. It's
nonchalant. Blur the line.
Nonchalant in my eyes means you don't care about me.
Oh, yeah, no. Why are we dating?
Oh. So, yeah, y'all. Those are our non-negotiables. I'm pretty sure y'all probably aligned with at least one of them.
At least one or two. I hope you didn't feel triggered. But if you did, maybe you need to reevaluate. Or at least communicate with whoever you're talking to or dating.
Yeah.
If the shoe fits.
Vibes. But let's go ahead and do some rapid fire dating tips.
Yes.
Really quick. Because these are just like some that we've gotten from Shara, some that we've just seen in general, and some that just relate more to our lives. So, Moms, you want to just popcorn?
Yeah. Date around until you're ready.
Don't let that man get you pregnant before you're ready.
Please wrap up at the end of the day. You cannot love somebody into loving you. Say it again. Tuh. Okay.
Do not try and be Barbara the Builder. You cannot change them. They can only change themselves. Take men at face value and don't beg on his potential.
Because so, because at the end of the day, if he wanted to, he would. That's our next one.
And if you're confused about him, he's giving you mixed signals. He don't want you that bad. This one hurts.
Truth hurts. Lizzo vibes. Yeah. Okay. Don't spin the block if what he did to you, you wouldn't want it to happen to your sister. Or your best friend if you don't have a sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spinning the block rarely ends well. We accept the love we think we deserve. So do not settle.
And finally, at the end of the day, men go men. You might as well get one that you like and treats you well.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could put that one in bold. And while we're at it, our affirmation of the week is anything a man loves, he takes care of it. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. And that's a direct quote from Shara Stevens' Instagram. It's given very 2016, but she has some gems on there.
Girl, she ain't never lied.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we have one call from the request line. If you need some advice or want to talk to us or just want to say anything, we have our anonymous post box in our link tree. That's what it's called?
Free suggestion box.
Thank you. Okay. So I always say anonymous for some reason. But yeah, if y'all want to tap in, then we are on episode 6. So you guys have 4 more episodes to tap in. And we have one call from the request line today. So Mom, do you want to read that? And we can go into the advice from there.
So this person says, I'm thinking about moving from the West Coast to the South. How much did you guys have saved up or recommend? Of course, it's a lot cheaper to live in the South, but I'm not sure what savings goals I want for myself, so I'm not struggling financially when I move. Great question, babes, because we went through this not too long ago.
That part. I want to say, was that season 3? I can pull it up. I would strongly want to say that was season 3. I don't know if we ever went into the specifics of dollars, but we'll give you kind of a run through of what we brainstormed during our brainstorming session. So for sure, have at least $5,000 saved up just to get you through the door. Okay.
And in that, we're talking about flights there. I mean, it's going to be a one-way, but the flight there from the West Coast to what other state you're moving to. Application fees, renter's insurance, security deposits, all the things related and fees related to getting an apartment, including your first months of rent.
Yeah.
Household essentials, getting those utilities turned on, and Mom's the biggest one.
Yeah, huge one. You're gonna need some rent. You're going to have to pay some rent and boxes. Oh my gosh, those boxes! I will say, because I've done it wrong every time I've moved. Buy the boxes from USPS because if you don't, they're going to charge you a $15 fee minimum because it's not a USPS box.
Facts.
So do that.
And sometimes they offer a subscription where, like, if you're constantly sending boxes, you can cancel it. That's what I was doing for mine. Yeah, and it basically takes the price down because I think it was like $500. Because
mine was about $150 per box.
They do it by weight.
Yep.
They do it by weight. So if you're sending like 50-pound box, you're gonna pay that price. And if the distance is far too, depending on where you're sending it to, it's gonna be a lot. Really save up on that. And honestly, if you have a car, I would even consider like driving from whatever state you're on the West Coast to the South and maybe renting out a U-Haul or something. That would probably be cheaper than having to send your entire life in boxes across the country.
It really depends how much you have and how much family and friend help you have. Because I would hate for you to drive by yourself across country. Because that's a little scary, especially to the South. That's a little scary. So really weigh the options and weigh which one would be more expensive, to just ship everything in a car and then ship your car, or ship it through boxes and just pack a whole bunch of carry-ons. Fly Southwest and you can get two free checked bags. and that's what helped me coming to Denver. So really just ride everything out, like max cost, and just weigh your options, really.
Yeah, but bottom line, I would say at least 5,000. Yeah.
I didn't, and it sucked, and I had to do some back pay, when it had some late fees. But if I had 5K, I would have been great. I would have been straight.
Yeah, that's a very safe number, and anything you don't use can go towards your furniture when you first get in the apartment. So
yeah. And whatever random things that pop up, because when you move in, it's like, what I guess I do need this. Okay, cool.
Okay. I guess I gotta go buy Q-tips now.
Like,
just the things you don't think of until you know.
Facts, huge facts. But for our web, you say that we're going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of doing Twitter, we're going to go through Shara7's Instagram. I think Denasia has a few TikToks, and we're just going to kind of analyze it and go from there for a few minutes, and that'll kind of be the episode. So I have her Instagram pulled up. Mom, you want to go through her TikToks? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, we can bounce back and forth because I'm already seeing a couple. First of all, this lady started off a TikTok saying, "To all the Pick Mishas and Barbara the Builders," and I just thought that was crazy.
Why would you say
that? Pick Misha?
There are some.
The Pick Me's do exist.
Yeah, bad, real bad.
No.
One of mine is, and she I don't know what this background is, but she has like this bloody background. It's like this red background with bright blue letters. Dusties be sitting down to pee, asking women to text first, chase, and bring something to the table, then call women masculine and say they need to submit. To what? She's a little right, actually. She's a little right about a lot of this stuff. I'm not going to hold you.
It's the way she referring to dudes as dusties. I don't think she's ever said men.
No, I don't. I've never heard her say men.
She'd be like, "Why these dusties?" I'm like, Sharia.
Sharia.
For me, it was her saying that she's a financial advisor.
That's huge.
That's crazy because she definitely is just a lady on YouTube at the end of the day.
No certifications, nothing. Just a lady on YouTube. What is it? Another one is, please stay out of my DMs with videos and what Pick Misha and Dusty's opinions are about me. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I do not care what they think. 10 years? What?
She might be certified after all.
I'm not going to hold you. After doing something 10 years, at that point, you're a certified financial advisor.
Like, this lady does not play.
At all.
She started a hashtag No Dusties movement.
Okay. Don't let broke boys with no hairline who have hips tell you anything about your appearance. Just make sure they know they were never the target for the 1 billionth time.
Who have hips? That's insane. Actually, that might be the cake. That might take the cake. That one's the most insane so far.
Hips? Why would you say that? What? She's funny.
I'm going through her Instagram right now, and I'm just in awe because I just can't believe she says the things she says. But I'm a follower, though. Yeah,
absolutely. But men used to have to put a ring on it before he slept with women. Now he thinks it should be free. Pay the bills and spend a stack and keep your last name because most of y'all can't afford a wife. Keep it locked, ladies. Know your worth because a Dusty won't. Well, she actually might be on something a little bit. I'm not going to hold you.
Why somebody comment, Shara, you're opening my Pygnisha eyes. I was blind and now I can see. Pygnisha eyes?
You're calling yourself a Pygnisha? I need everybody to get a grip.
Oh my
And that's all I'm asking for.
Oh my
She's a very funny lady.
Yeah, she's great, y'all. In conclusion, why would you say that? Because everything that lady says, I'm kind of in awe. But she don't be lying though.
At all. And the thing is, for me, she was on my For You page for 3 seconds, honestly, maybe for a week. But she is on Denasia's page.
I can't escape this lady. Literally every day she's on my For You page. Every day. I have not gone one day without this lady on my page.
That's insane.
I don't know what that means, but shoot, I be tapping in.
You'd be like, oh, I love her. I love that. Good
I'd be
point.
like, save.
That is insane. But y'all, we really wanted to make sure we had a dating episode, and like it's a little bit harder for us because we kind of exhausted a lot of our stories from the last few seasons. So if you wanted like a more juicier dating episode, Failed Talking Stages is that girl for real. But we know y'all eat these ones up, so we wanted to make sure y'all had it.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, I'm the sole holder of the talking stages. So you know, Faith has exhausted all her stories to tell us. So you know, I'm working on it, y'all. I really am. I'm working on getting the girlies some content that I can talk about because I don't have much luck out here in these streets. And when the dating pool is unpissed, I'll let y'all know. But for the time being, you know, this is where we're at. So if you guys have any of your favorite like sprinkle tips or videos that you've seen on TikTok, like send it our way on our Instagram. Yeah. It's in our bio, and we're definitely gonna share it, and we definitely gonna post some of Shara's content this week.
Yeah,
for the episode.
Yes, we will.
If you're new, if you haven't seen her, consider yourself blessed. We're sharing her content. We're sharing the gospel. So sprinkle.
At the end of the day, sprinkle. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.